Hey sis, so as women, we already struggle with our self-worth, right? We are constantly scrutinizing ourselves, putting ourselves under a microscope, looking at the standards of beauty and what people are doing and comparing ourselves and feeling like we don't measure up. Do we really need the added factor of someone else making us feel like we're not enough by cheating on us? Not really, but it happens. And when it happens, it could be, oh my God, catastrophic for our self-worth. We might look at ourselves and wonder, like, what is wrong with me? Well, sis, we want to rebuild our self-worth, right? You need to be able to rebuild your self-worth if you have been cheated on in your relationship. Maybe it wasn't your most recent relationship. Maybe it was a relationship before. Either way, sis, come back and listen, because whether it's been a while or it's fresh, you still need to work on rebuilding your self-worth after that incident. So let's talk about it. Hey sis, welcome to Goodbye Heartbreak, Hello Healing. Are you hurt and confused after a recent breakup? Are you having thoughts like, I can't believe I'm here again. Why wasn't I enough for him? Or I'm never going to get married? Do you find yourself Googling how to get past the breakup or how to heal my broken heart? Do you start your morning feeling like you can finally breathe again, only to fall apart when you see a picture of your ex on social media? Hey sis, I'm Candace. I too was a single Christian woman who was heartbroken but still desired marriage. I too had numerous failed relationships and wished the right man would come along. I wanted closure from past relationships, healing for my heart, and I wanted to feel joy in my life again. But the truth is, I had no idea where to start or how to make any of this happen until I found the secret, partnering with God to heal from heartbreak. In this podcast, you will find tips for moving on after breakups, growing your relationship with God, and preparing for future relationships so that you will heal your heart and be ready to move forward into the life you desire. So turn off those heartbreak songs and turn me up in those earbuds. It's time to heal, sis. Hey sis, welcome back for today's episode. Thank you so much for joining me on today. Things have been going very well, and I am just wanting to thank you guys again for your support and everything that you're doing. I love that you're showing up because I feel like it's showing me that you are committed to your healing journey. Just the fact that you listen to the podcast episodes shows me that you have a hunger and a desire to do better. You want more for your life. So thank you for tuning in. And there's always a way to take it a step further. So, you can always book Heartbreak coaching sessions, or you can purchase the book, or you can get some of the freebies as well. So make sure you take advantage of everything there is that I offer. I can sit down with you and hold your hand through a process through Heartbreak coaching. Go to CandaceABaddies.com/services for that. And if you want to take advantage of some of the freebies, I have some links in the show notes for a free prayer and also a free ebook for declarations that you can declare after a breakup. Okay, there's 100 of them. So go ahead, 100 affirmations to declare after a breakup. So grab those and start and get in where you fit in. Also, join our Facebook community where you can be with other like-minded women who are also on this healing journey. So, and speaking of, I said it earlier this week on the podcast that I would like to do a virtual girls' night where we can get together on a Zoom call and just have a little girl chat, hang out for about an hour or an hour and a half on like a Friday night. And, just get to know each other better so that we can, uplift each other and support each other during this journey. I am here. I'm not in a season of heartbreak, but I have been. So that's where I speak from. And I'm here to encourage and pray for you guys. But I would love to hang out with y'all and meet you guys, answer any questions you might have. And also, like I said, just have some fun, make it light. I would love to just maybe play a game or two. You guys can win prizes, stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, email me at contact@CandaceABaddies.com and let me know that that is something that you would be interested in. And if I get enough people who let me know that they're interested, then I'll be sure to put that together, because the 1-year anniversary is right around the corner and I cannot wait. All right. So do that for me. Let me know if you're interested and we'll take care of it. All right. So today's episode may be a little heavy. We're talking about rebuilding self-worth, you guys. It's hard. Look, it's hard out there in them streets, all right, already, without added stressors. We're already just, struggling as women, just women in general. I think we're hard on ourselves. We are so hard on ourselves. We hold ourselves to an impossible standard sometimes, and we don't give ourselves enough grace. And so our self-worth and our confidence suffer because of it. So I want to talk about rebuilding our self-worth, but I specifically want to talk about rebuilding it after infidelity has occurred in your relationship. It's a blow to the ego when you get cheated on. Let's be honest about that. It already hurts that, the person that you love, to think about them with someone else. But it also does something to your ego. It does something to your confidence. It does something to your self-worth, because it's like, was I unworthy of him, that he felt like he needed to go somewhere else? Did I not do enough? Or you ask yourself these kinds of questions. And so there's some things I want you to know about this, to help rebuild your self-worth. I think you really need a little bit of knowledge about, just some different things. And we're going to talk about it. Like, I just want to kick in and talk to you about it today, because this is a hard and heavy topic. And so, I've been cheated on. So therefore I do speak from experience. I talk about the guy who, was not a one-time instance. I, was in a relationship with someone for a little over a year, and come to find out he was actually engaged to someone else. So not only was he cheated on me, but I was actually the other woman, because he was with the other person first and he was with her longer, and they were planning a wedding, and he was with me most of the time. So it was terrible. And yes, while I tried to play it off like it was, no big deal, it did affect my self-worth and made me wonder why someone would do that. And then it played into the whole, I'm never going to find someone, I'm not worthy enough for anybody. And it just snowballed into all of these thoughts. And of course, I didn't want to take the time to heal properly from that relationship. I ended up in another relationship very soon after, or a situationship, and it just kept going from there. So it's important to just kind of realize some things and really walk through the healing journey. And so that's what I want to talk about today. The first thing I want you to know is that it's okay to feel however you feel about the situation. So I just want to put that out there first, because like I said, for me personally, I tried to play it off because I didn't want anybody's pity. I didn't want anybody looking down on me. I felt like if I acted, super hurt over it, then people would probably be thinking, I guess I thought they would think less of me if I was hurt because of it. But I can't say that wouldn't be true. However, it shouldn't have mattered, because I was hurt. I was hurt and I was confused, and I felt less than. And so I was projecting my feelings onto other people, my feelings about myself. And so in that time, I should have just been more worried about my own emotions and my own thoughts and processing that. And instead, I did not allow myself to process. So for you, I want you to know that it's okay to feel however you feel about the situation. If you're hurt, it's okay to be hurt. If you still miss the guy afterwards, it's okay that you still miss him, right? It doesn't mean that you have to go back to the relationship. It doesn't mean that at all. But what it means is that you have things that you have to process, and you need time to do that. So don't feel bad about having certain thoughts and certain feelings, because, I was about to say something, but it really goes into my second thing that I want you to know. So let's go ahead and move on to the second thing. The second thing is that more than one thing can be true at the same time. You're like, what? What are you talking about, Candace? like I just said, it's okay to feel however you feel about it. And what I meant, part of that is that, you can be angry at him, but still love him. You could want to do him bodily harm, but still miss him. You can have great memories and awful memories at the same time. Like, two things can be true at once. So I want you to know that whatever you're feeling or whatever you're thinking, it is okay. Give yourself some grace right now. Okay. I don't want you in that place of putting on a face or a facade or faking it during this time. And there are people who stay in relationships after infidelity has occurred. I have not. I don't know that I could. I would hope I don't have to find out at this point because I'm married. But, I have not stayed in a relationship after infidelity has occurred. But some people do. And so, but they still have to, so they feel like they have to put on this fake facade with this person that, I have to act like I forgave you, but I really didn't. And so none of that is healthy. None of that is healthy at all. And so what I'm saying is that you have to allow the truth to shine through, and whatever that truth is for you. And if someone says things don't make sense or that's crazy or whatever, be like, it's my truth. Two things can be true. Two opposite things can be true at the same time. It certainly can. Like, I can be mad at you and still want to see you. Like, those things can be true. And so I don't want you to think less of yourself for the thoughts and feelings that you're having. I don't want you to degrade yourself and say you're stupid for still missing him, or none of those things. Like, don't say that to yourself, because that's not giving yourself grace. This, it just happened, or maybe it happened a little while ago, but you're still struggling with it. And so if it's an area that you're struggling with, then, give yourself grace. As long as there is struggle, there needs to be grace. Okay? So know that. Hey, sis, do you want to know what women just like you are saying about these one-on-one heartbreak coaching sessions? Natalie said, "Candace, you are truly phenomenal. Thank you for operating in your God-given purpose and using your story to help heal other women like myself. Your courage to share and be vulnerable makes you personable and relatable. In our coaching session, the best advice you provided me was that I had to truly let go and put my full trust in God and allow His will to be done. The homework assignment you had me do was truly powerful, and I did repeat this exercise as many times as it took for me to fully let go, as you advised. It allowed me to relinquish control and realize how much easier it is to truly trust and lean on God. Thank you so much for what you do." Sis, if you want to experience breakthrough like Natalie, join me for a heartbreak coaching session where we will come up with a 90-day plan to help you make real progress on your healing journey. I will show you how to partner with God to find comfort and peace in the midst of your heartbreak, while also learning how to enjoy life as a single woman. You will be able to carry out the simple steps to make real progress on your healing journey with a customized plan of how to move forward. I have a few sessions available, and I invite you to sit with me and begin creating the life that you desire. Head over to my website, CandaceABaddies.com/services to book your 60-minute heartbreak coaching session. Remember this from Psalms 55:22. Give your burdens to the Lord, and He will take care of you. He will not permit the godly to slip and fall. I love you, sis. Now back to today's episode. The third thing I want you to know is that his infidelity had very little to do with you. It really does. And what I mean by that is that the person who cheated on you, he's likely dealing with his own insecurities, his own hurt and past traumas. The saying that hurt people is a very true thing. And so he may have been, cheated on and feeling like I can't trust anybody anymore. And so he made the decision to step out, whatever the case is. But it had very little to do with you, sis. So I want you to think about that before you start putting yourself down and thinking that there is something wrong with you, because there isn't. Okay. It had very little to do with you. A person who cheats has their own things that they are dealing with. They have their own demons. They have their own traumas. They have their own places of brokenness that has to be healed. And so, yeah, even people who say that, it just happened or it was a one-time thing, those people are normally like going through stress in their life, or, dealing with a particular issue, or they, like I said, are feeling insecure in that season or in that moment, and things happen, and, and things do happen sometimes. It could be a one and done, but whatever the case is, I want you to know, again, it had very little to do with you. So I don't want you putting yourself down because you think that it was you. Something was wrong with you. It's not you, sis. And that kind of ties into the fourth thing that I want you to know. The fourth thing is that I don't want you to believe the lie that you somehow drove him to cheat. Okay. And so this one may not be for everyone, but for those, there are some men out there who will try to convince you that it was your fault that they cheated, right? That you did not do something. They will try to put the thoughts in your head that you didn't do something. You weren't attractive enough for them when they told you that they wanted you to wear makeup, or they told you they wanted you to do this with your hair or wear these clothes, or whatever the case is. Those are narcissistic and controlling individuals. Okay. That don't believe that lie. Okay. And then there, it comes down to, sometimes it's like, I told you, if you didn't do this with me, then I was, gonna cheat, or, I'm a man and I have needs and all those things, and you didn't fulfill them. None of that is your responsibility, and none of that is your fault. So don't believe the lie that you drove him to cheat on you, because that is not. He had a choice to make. And, for the people who say that, it just happened and stuff like that, or, I did it a couple of times, but I felt like I couldn't control myself and things like that. Listen, what I say to that is that a choice has to be made, right? You always have a choice. And in that moment, you chose to cheat on me. You chose to lie to me. You chose to be with someone else. You chose that. You always have a choice. If you try to make me think that it was my fault, then my response to you is, well, if you weren't happy, then you could have broken up with me and then gone to be with someone else. You didn't have to stay in a relationship with me and cheat on me. You could have broken it off, and then you could have gone with someone else, because that would have been more honorable than you staying in a relationship with me while sleeping with someone else. So don't believe that lie that you drove him to cheat on you. Not true. So those are the 4 things that I want you to know. Like I said, I just kind of wanted to talk about it, because it is, again, a heavy, and to be honest, it's uncomfortable to talk about. Like I said, I've been there, and I know what it's like, and I know how it feels. And so, I want you to think about these things whenever you're thinking about how you feel about yourself because of that situation, and in hopes that this can help you think about yourself differently, that it's not your fault, that, you didn't drive someone to do this, and not to, degrade yourself or, be down on yourself because of the feelings and thoughts that you might have about the situation or about the person, whether they be positive or negative. Again, you have to give yourself grace. No one wants to find themselves in this situation, and it hurts. It really, really does hurt. And so, people just, when they find themselves there, they're just trying to figure things out. So give yourself grace. That's one of the biggest things I can say right now. So make that a bonus tip to this is, I said it throughout, and I want to say it again. I want to stress that you need to give yourself grace during this period of time, because unfortunately, you might be holding yourself to a standard that is unrealistic. It's unrealistic to think that you can get over it this quickly. It's unrealistic to think that you can cut your thoughts and feelings off about this person just because they betrayed you and hurt you. Like, you still have these feelings that need to be dealt with. So I'm praying for you, sis, if you find yourself in this situation, and I love you very much. I'm sorry that you're here. I'm sorry that you had to experience this. If you're listening and you don't find yourself in this situation, but you know someone who has found themselves there, please share this episode, because I would like any woman who's dealt with that to know these 5 things with the bonus of, giving yourself grace. But this was a conversation that need to be had on the podcast. And I wish that we could all be sitting around and talking together to have this conversation. But yeah, that's pretty much it, sis. So again, I love you very much. Head over to the Facebook group if you want some more encouragement. If you want to post a prayer request, there is a way to post anonymously in the Facebook group. So if you want to do that as well, you absolutely can do that. It's totally up to you of how you want to handle that, but come and join us. So I love y'all, and I will talk to y'all again soon. All right. Bye, sis. Hey, sis. Listen, if you have been blessed, changed, or inspired by this podcast in any way, please subscribe to the podcast and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. This is the #1 way that you can thank me and show support for the show. Also, if this podcast blessed you, don't keep it to yourself. Do a quick share and bless someone else. Please know I am so grateful for each and every one of you, and I would love to hear from you. Come connect with me and other like-minded individuals in my Facebook group called Christian Women Overcoming Heartbreak and Finding Purpose. I can't wait to meet you back here really soon. Until then, remember to love the life you have while you're making it better. Love you, sis.